now let's talk about content creation, because you've been creating content actively, and you just told me like before this recording that you wanted to start podcasting as well, or have you already started? So,
Uh, yeah, so I've started podcasting under forsales.io, but I want to start on my personal level as well,
uh-huh.
under my own personal brand.
So with respect to creating content, what are your goals with respect to creating content? Let's start with that.
I think it's very straightforward that first, number one, I want to start giving back to the community because if you remember the start of the story, I said that I learned everything from books and YouTube,
Hmm.
right? So I respect those creators back in those days who created videos.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't have created videos and put up on YouTube, I don't know where else would I have learned from.
Yeah.
So that kind of like thing is still in my mind, right? And I want to try to give it back as much as possible.
Hmm.
That's more on like a personal capacity level,
Got it.
right? But on more of a commercial level, I see it as a better distribution opportunity for me.
Of course. Yeah.
That distribution also builds a lot of trust,
Hmm.
authenticity, and that gets you a much better opportunity to connect with very good quality of people.
Hmm.
Because it's not so content creation is all about filtering out the 99% that want to connect with you and focusing on that 1% that have genuinely want to connect and want to grow with you.
Yeah.
That's what content creation gives you as an opportunity.
Perfect. So is that something that you would recommend early founders as well? Because like, I mean, to improve their distribution and not just focus on like building the personal brand and everything.
Absolutely. I think today what I would suggest to every single founder is first build your personal brand, build
Hmm.
distribution, build an audience,
Hmm.
and then test your ideas with them,
Yeah.
right? Once you have an audience, you can keep on floating around 10 different ideas to see what really triggers with them and
Hmm.
then start building an MVP around it.
Yeah.
So that's a much better way to do it. And
Yeah.
again, today there are platforms like LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They're spectacular. I think that if you have a good value content
Yeah.
and if you can learn a bit of storytelling and copywriting on top
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
that's like adding fuel on top of fire and just like having a blast on a go, right?
Yeah, and I see you're
And now
you're
what
having a blast. Yeah.
yeah, people usually do is they would just write and post and move on.
Yeah.
How it works, you
Okay.
need to excite people to make them read your content.
Uh-huh.
So I think if just people read that and just use LinkedIn, it
Mm.
is a crazy blast. I think when I applied for LinkedIn Accelerator program, I think I probably had like 2 or 3 thousand followers. I think I
And
had
then,
zero hopes of getting
yeah.
into LinkedIn Accelerator program. And when I got that email, I was like, wait, let me just again check that I actually made it, right? I thought it was some sort of rejection email, but no, I actually got approved. And
Yeah.
I think one of the best things that has happened with me is I got consistent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really got consistent because back in the mind, I was like, I need to post. I need to post. I need to post, right? Got amazing community connected with you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
like absolute brilliant.
Uh-huh.
And then it started creating further opportunities because one of my concepts was actually building first sales in public. First sales
Hmm.
just came out.
Yeah.
Uh, that was my thesis when I applied for it. And during those 10 weeks, I
Yeah.
took first sales from zero to $100,000. Today,
Uh-huh.
it's quarter of a million,
Uh-huh.
but during that 10 weeks, it grew to 100,000. So not only did I worked on my thesis, but I proved people that you can build things from scratch in public just using one platform, LinkedIn. You don't even have
Wow.
to do anything else.
Yeah.
Just create good value content around what problem that you're trying to solve, create
Hmm.
awareness, educate people. And
Hmm.
as long as you do that, people will come and buy from you. And that's exactly what happened.
Hmm.
Content creation works wonder. And today, I think even in the future, if the founders were not going to work on it,
Yeah.
they will really struggle to get distribution
Hmm.
because ultimately product can be built by everyone.
Yeah.
Distribution cannot be built by everyone. So
Perfect.
focus on distribution. You look at those traditional companies like HUL,
Uh-huh.
ITC,
Uh-huh.
Reliance Retail.
Hmm.
Why are they so big? Because they've nailed down on. You go to a tier
Uh,
four city
yeah.
and you find, let's say, Britannia ka biscuit, right? Or you will find a Maggie for sure of Nestle, right? That's the kind of
uh,
penetration that they have done. And
huh.
brands need to do that. But again, focus on those content, right? As
Mhm.
long as you do that, you would have those opportunities.
Love it. So if I ask you like three tips that you could give founders, to get better at creating content? What would they be? Three tips.
I think the number one tip would be start very niche,
Okay.
like very, very, very niche. So
Mhm.
initially, when I started focusing on creating contents on LinkedIn, for an example, I was just talking about SaaS. That's it. No
Mhm.
marketing, no sales, just SaaS.
Yeah.
Then I went a little broader. I started talking about SaaS sales.
Mhm.
Then I started talking about SaaS marketing. So you go a little broader as time goes by, but start with niche because you want to first attract the most relevant people into your
Mhm.
network and not the masses. Later on, you will
True.
eventually have masses because your first 1,000 people that you connect with, the true connection that you build with,
Yeah.
are the ones who will engage the most with you. And
Totally. Yeah.
engagement is what matters when it comes to these kind of content creation. So
Mhm.
first focus and start niche.
Yeah.
The second is learn storytelling.
Yeah.
People don't remember data. People will
Mhm.
not remember your face. People will not remember anything.
Yeah.
People today remember my story of my depression. People remember my failures. People
Yeah.
remember how I built Pitchground.
Yeah.
People come and talk to me about how I wear like red color t-shirt all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that as well. I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
So again, tell a story.
Yeah.
Always tell a story because that's how our human brains are wired with.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I would always remember and talk about. So tell story. And I think the third, the most important thing is just be consistent.
Love it.
You
Love
don't need to create the best content in the world.
it.
You
Mhm.
just need to show up and create content every day.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because sometimes people often forget that while you might think your content is average, it can be very valuable for someone who has zero clue about that industry or about that
Definitely.
particular sector. So
Yeah.
always remember that your content is valuable for someone.
Yeah. Love that. Love the points. I loved everything that you said.